Unit 10. Society. Recording 1. 1.
Rick, you've lived in Dubai for, 4 years, right?
Yeah, 4 years.
So what's it like living in Dubai?
Well, I read that Dubai is one of the world's fastest growing cities, so there are a lot of people, and it's very crowded. It's a great city for shopping and going out, and it has a really good nightlife with lots of bars and clubs.
Is it a safe city?
Yes, there isn't a lot of crime. The streets are very safe. But one of the biggest problems is the traffic. Everyone drives a car here. Petrol is still cheap, so the traffic's terrible. One good thing is the taxis, though. There are lots of them, and they're cheap, so you don't have to drive.
2.
Sasha, you live in Tokyo, don't you?
That's right.
And do you like it? Do you like living in Tokyo?
Yeah, Tokyo is a great city to live in. People think it's very expensive, but actually you can buy Japanese food in the supermarkets quite cheaply, and eating out in Japanese restaurants isn't expensive either.
How about getting around? What's the public transport like?
There's a really good public transport system here. The metro system is fantastic. It's very fast and it's cheap, so lots of people use it. That's the only problem. It gets very crowded.
And what do you like best about living in Tokyo?
Oh, the food, definitely. I love Japanese food. And the green spaces. There are lots of parks and green spaces, so it's less polluted than you think.
3.
What about Sydney? What's Sydney like, Charlie?
Sydney is one of the best cities in the world. There are lots of young, friendly people living here, so there's a really good atmosphere. The streets are clean and safe, and there are lots of things to see and do. There are beautiful buildings like the Opera House. You can sit and watch the boats on the harbour. And it has one of the most beautiful coastlines in the world.
What's the weather like? Is it really hot?
The weather is perfect. It's never too hot and never too cold. You can eat outside all year round, so there's a great cafe culture, with lots of places on the street selling really good coffee.
So are there any problems?
Problems? Not really. Traffic, I suppose. Too much traffic and a terrible public transport system.
Unit 10. Recording 2. 1.
I've never been to Madrid. What's it like?
It's a lovely city. There's a great atmosphere and the people are really friendly.
What's it like?
2.
Do you like living in Moscow?
I love it. It's one of the best cities in the world.
Do you like living in Moscow?
3.
What's your new flat like?
It's very small, but it's near the city centre.
What's your new flat like?
4.
What do you like best about living in Rome?
The food. I love Italian food.
What do you like best about living in Rome?
Unit 10. Recording 3. 1.
Oh, hello. Could you help me? There's a problem with the air conditioning.
Oh, yes.
I've just tried to switch it on, but it doesn't work.
Is it completely dead?
Completely. Absolutely nothing.
OK. We'll look into it right away. I'll send someone up. It'll be about 5 minutes, OK?
Thanks.
You're welcome. I'm sorry about that.
2.
I'm afraid I have a complaint. Could I speak to the manager, please?
Yes, of course.
Good evening, sir. I understand there's a problem.
Yes, I'm afraid I have a complaint.
Oh?
Well, we got here at 8, and then we waited about 20 minutes for a table.
Right.
This is for a table we booked for 8, okay? Then we waited another hour for our meal.
Right.
1 hour. Then, when the bill arrived, they put this extra charge on it.
An extra charge? That's probably the service charge.
Well, could you check this for me, please?
Yes, that's service.
Well, to be honest, I don't want to pay this.
Of course not. Well, sir, I am really sorry about that. It's a very busy time of year.
3.
The 8:32 to Cambridge has been delayed. We apologise for any inconvenience caused.
Excuse me, do you work here?
Yes.
Do you know when the next train will be arriving? I mean, I've been here for over an hour.
I'm sorry, but there's nothing we can do at the moment. Everything is delayed.
And you don't know when the next train is coming?
No.
Or why there's a delay?
Snow.
What?
Snow on the track. It was the wrong type of snow.
What do you mean, the wrong type of snow? You're kidding, right?
Unit 10. Recording 4. 1,
Could you help me?
2,
I'm afraid I have a complaint.
3,
Excuse me, could I speak to the manager?
Unit 10. Recording 5.
One of the things that really annoys me is when I buy food in the supermarket and I see that, for example, I buy apples, yeah? And here in the UK, we grow a lot of apples. And I go to the supermarket to buy some apples and they come from New Zealand or South Africa or something. And I just think it's crazy. I mean, I don't understand why we pay for apples to come millions of kilometres from the other side of the world when we grow them right here in this country. It really makes me angry.
I get very fed up with public transport, you know, buses and trains and that kind of thing. I mean, the government says that we shouldn't use our cars and we should travel by public transport. But it's horrible. It's crowded and there are delays. I use the train to get to work, and so many times I arrive late because the train gets cancelled or delayed. And you know, I'm paying a lot of money for my ticket, so I just think it should be better. I think the service should be better.